Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball, waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chilling with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball, waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chilling with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough.
You know what makes me happy? I see some names in here. I see a name in here that's from the comment section of shorts, and I'm having people enjoying the shorts. Honestly, like I'm having fun making them, and having people that can find the laughter in these things is what it's all about here. Level one. So shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to the chat. Flames of Founders in the building. Stuff is in the building. Level up, yes sir. Dragonheart Yobi, our guys is in the building. TJ Amos, what is happening with your taco fix? Let go Jim Ryan, crybaby. Let go Jim, crybaby Ryan. And per usual, Mini Yeti is in the building. Always showing love. Shout out to you, Mini Yeti, for rocking with us once again. We got stuff to talk about. Is Halo dying? Is it dying? Dying. Can 343 save Halo? Can they fix the damage that's seemingly already done? Also, Jim Ryan went public. Shocking that he went public to kind of counteract the things that have been saying. It seems desperate. It smells of desperation, and I love it. I'm here for it. Shout out to y'all, man. First off, we're going with the introductions. Per usual, the man with the clamps, Citizen Snips.
What's going on, everybody? I apologize. I just finished scarfing down dinner after getting home. I'm going to go grab my glass of whiskey here in just a moment. So everything's okay. Everything's fine. Jim Ryan's crybaby. And we have a podcast. Should be fun. I'm excited. Good times.
Next up, my right hand, man, the floor hugger with the hardest of ours.
What is up, everybody? I am always excited to be around the boys again. Let's talk about all this and try to keep it PG. Fame. You don't need to bring up a certain character.
We talking Badussi already?
Yeah, you know what?
Listen,
we need to start more shows out with some Badussi.
Once I'm told I shouldn't, that's the first thing I want to do.
You're
That's
a toddler.
actual factuals. I am. Our Lord Podcast, I appreciate you with the host. My man, Addict does amazing work on Sunday. Shout out to him, man. I appreciate you coming through with the host. Next up, the number one reviewer at LV1Gamer.com. He gets all the big codes, you know what I'm saying? All the big AAA titles come his way, probably because he spent $1,700 and his left for his PlayStation 5. Chocolate88, what's going on, brother?
You know, Fame, I don't appreciate you last week putting my business out there when I was on my way to the Sim convention.
Stop simping. Stop simping. But
I was like,
for
that was a
you,
good one. That was a good one.
for you, it's not tricking, and you obviously have it. What's going on with you?
I'm very good. I'm like, I'm really dark right now. I was in the sun a lot.
You've been dark. You've been black. You've been that. You've been that.
Man,
It's
I walked
true.
so many miles on my shoes, man. I'm so good. I feel good. Yeah.
We got an intro left, but hold on, Snips.
Ooh.
What you drinking, bro?
Y'all notice how I sideways?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You crabbed out of here. What you got, bro?
On brand, baby.
What you
I
sipping
have.
on, G?
I thought I told y'all last week. I have some. We'll call it poor decisions, is what it was. Because me, after working hard to pay off a credit card, decided, you know what? F all that mess. I deserve some damn good liquor, and so I bought me a bottle of Macallan 15.
Woo.
That is a
It's a
bottle
little.
of damn
Honestly,
good liquor.
it's not. It usually gets smoother as you go up in age. This I don't think is actually smoother than the 12. It's a little bit more spicy, but it's got a nice little kick to it. Nice little change of pace, you know.
Okay. Shout out to the chat. Once again, all love to our brothers at the Iron Lord Podcast. Shout out to Lord Addict. Make sure you guys are rocking with Lord Addict every Wednesday and the Iron Lord Podcast every Sunday, because what else are you doing if you're not listening to the Iron Lord Podcast? Now, I do understand football season is around the corner, so they got some competition. You know what I'm saying? A little bit, right? But if you don't play sports ball, as Dallas likes to say, you should be watching the Iron Lord Podcast, right? Best podcast going on a Sunday, right? Maybe one of the best podcasts, period. Last but not least, who just came on camera and looked sexy for us for a little bit? If your DMs is popping and your emails is full, that's because communication director, level one gamer, trying to get a hold of you, baby. Jaren, Baron J67, what's going on, Chief?
Jaren. It'll be my new nickname from now on. But no, things have been pretty good. I have been caught playing Starbound large amounts. So, you know,
this is New World all over again.
The true No Man's Sky. Funny enough, Starbound was one of the first games I played on my PC. I've been following Starbound since its early access.
Better than Avengers.
I could save more than New York over and over. But yeah, so gaming. Halo is not dead, but it's dead.
We're going right. Listen, we're not wasting no time, y'all. We're not wasting no time. We're going right into the news that pretty much
Get into
broke
it.
today, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to the chat. Lucius Augustus, to say that guaranteeing a game comes on your platform and feature parity for 5 to 6 more coming years is inadequate. I mean, levels is crazy. Stop begging Sony. Now, listen, we all say we don't know the deal. We don't know the conversations that are being had. We always talk about this in the game industry because, truth be told, a lot of it is guesswork. A lot of it is some people really are getting this information. Certain people, when they say things, somebody on the know told them, right? We don't really get a lot of this public back and forth, right? So we know for a fact Microsoft has come out, Facebook has come out, and say, hey, we plan on having Call of Duty on PlayStation for the next several years. Several years beyond what's already contractually
3 of them things.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Several years. Now, several can mean a lot of things. Several can mean 7. Several can mean 3.
It's an intentionally ambiguous term.
Yep.
There you go. There you go. Now, good old Jim. Shout out to Jim Ryan. Some people say Jim Line Ryan. He pissed. He's pissed. He came out and said, hold on, my boy. Hold on, my boy. Hold on, my boy. You saying several, you been disingenuous. You only offered us 3 more years of a game that you own. Think about that. You only said we could have the game that you will own. You only said we could have it for 3 more years. That's not fair. It's important to us. We die without Call of Duty. Somebody call Nintendo. Somebody call Nintendo and ask them how they surviving without Call of Duty.
Pokemon.
Somebody call Steam and ask them how they did without COD, because COD just came back to Steam. Ask them how they was doing without Call of Duty.
House party. Floating them.
Nintendo's doing great. No COD. Steam doing fan-fucking-tastic. No COD. So you mean to tell me that PlayStation, with all the bangers, the God of War, the Horizon Forbidden West, the Spider-Man, the Wolverine, that you can't survive without Call of Duty? While Nintendo's over here playing fucking butt fuck.
You know what? HR will deal with it later.
I hadn't heard of that game. That's a first.
Yeah, that's a. Are you sure you're not talking about Steam?
I think that's the companion to genital jousting.
While Nintendo's over here with making their own games like Splatoon and other things, and they're not suffering, they're doing just fine, selling console just fine. The PlayStation console, if everyone's not full of shit and everyone's not capping that, no matter what, I'm going to buy me a PlayStation because they got the first party exclusive bangers, and that's the most important thing to me, and that's the most important thing to PlayStation gamers, and nothing else matters. Then if COD is no longer on PlayStation, you will continue to buy PlayStation. And if Call of Duty is that important to you, you will go where Call of Duty is.
Yep.
Or you admit that you've been full of shit this whole time, and third parties are the most important thing to you, and you do care about dude bro shooters more than you care about Kratos. You gotta pick one. Because it's riding the middle, riding the line, the dick ride down the middle, it's over. Because PlayStation is telling you we hurting. Was this 2 XP or 15 minutes of fame? I'm trying to figure it out. PlayStation is telling you, hey, we can't do this without COD. We need COD sales. And we need it for more than 3 years. We need it forever. You can't take your game off of my platform because it hurts my business.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you will never, ever, ever find any way, shape, or form you will find PlayStation stopping what they're doing because it's hurting Xbox.
Never.
I put that on my left nut. They will never stop what they're doing because, oh man, this might hurt Xbox, so let's not do that. But I digress.
Fantasy 7, Spider-Man.
I'm gonna let my panel go because as a big man with really good high blood pressure, I'm gonna have high blood pressure. I'm gonna let the panel go chakalaka. I'm sorry, brother, but you got to be the one to follow that up.
Look, all I gotta say is, I like. It almost kind of feels like it's a backdoor insult to their own studios. Because if you think about it, if they were to say, if PlayStation was to come out and say like we can't do it without a Call of Duty, then it's almost like a slap in the face to everyone else and saying that it's insulting to them. It's insulting to Insomniac, to Sucker Punch, to Naughty
Mhm.
Dog, to say that you're not talented enough to like to bring in the hype to make something good, to make product worthy to push our hardware. And that's kind of I mean, it kind of is and it isn't true when you think about like Call of Duty always making the sales every year, like number one, and like, or even this year where like the top two selling games of the year were this year's Call or last year's Call of Duty, and then like sorry, the 2021 charts was the 2020 Call of Duty and the 2021 Call of Duty were like the top two or whatever. That was just stupid crazy. But when I think about it from a logical standpoint, I will say this: for ever since the entire like PS4 generation, there's been a trend where like Sony has never made holiday. Like they've always had a non-holiday lineup because they always get delayed until the first quarter, and this year is no exception. Well, hopefully maybe God of War makes it. Who knows? But
It's
um,
supposed to.
supposed to, right? But say like with
I
all
don't
these
think it's
yeah, exactly. So many people are already calling it, but with so many PlayStation, this will be like the first time in what since 2014, I want to say, maybe 2013, since that PlayStation actually made the holiday lineup, first party that I can think of. So that being said, Call of Duty has always been the one to save it, right? To like sort of keep the
last
holiday, yeah,
last gen.
last gen,
Because
yes,
before that, a lot of people seem to forget the same people was telling you that the PS4 is the greatest console of all time were playing on Xbox 360, and that's what COD was. I mean, it was multi-platform,
yeah.
but the marketing deal was on Xbox. The
Mhm.
DLC first was on Xbox. All the tournaments were on Xbox, so that's what people gravitated to.
Mhm.
Same here with the PS4. Like I was at Evo, and they still run PS4s of all things at Evo and stuff like that. So
oh.
yeah, true story. So that's all I wanted to say is to speak my piece. Is that it's just it just seems very dumb and very like I don't know, not very tactful. I would say, but maybe if they do make God of War this year on holiday, we can finally see like a first party holiday title versus Call of Duty in the same holiday window.
Call of Duty will win. Hey, shout out to the chat. UK Lab, appreciate you coming through and rocking with us. Dallas, man, we see you in the building. Beer Baron, what's going on? Appreciate you guys rocking with us, man. Do us a big favor, hit that like button because it helps us out a whole bunch. Pixel Bit G is in the building. Thea's Pain, what is happening with you? Post up.
Hey.
Post up, my guy. Post
So
up what is
post up.
happening. Waiting for our guest of the evening, Porter Rock. He should be coming here through in a little bit. It's going to be a hell of a conversation when Porter Rock gets in here. Let me double check and make sure my man ain't having no issues getting in. Citizen Snitch, I'll move over to you, my brother.
So we kind of spoke about this a couple weeks ago. We didn't have Jim Ryan's comments back then, but we kind of discussed the whole Call of Duty, Activision, Blizzard, Microsoft versus Sony scenario. And I kind of hit on a couple big points that I think still remain true. Well, first, and let's get this out of the way, first and foremost, Phil Spencer did not lie in any of the statements that he made. He was ambiguous for a reason. He didn't give specifics. Jim Ryan, I guess, is trying to elicit some sort of sympathy from the fan base, feeling like, no, he misled you. He really didn't. He used the specific kind of legalese terms that you use when discussing these sorts of things that aren't finalized and set in stone yet. Several, like Fame was saying earlier, several years could mean 7, it could mean 3. The only real set one is a couple tends to mean 2 because 2 makes a couple. So as long as you stay away from a couple, it's pretty open to interpretation. But even then, there's some kind of leeway you have with that. So nobody was lied to. Okay. And feelings were hurt for sure. But I have a feeling that this still isn't the whole story. You know, I'd be very, very surprised if Microsoft told Sony that, hey, we'll give it to you for 3 more years after the current contract expires, and that's it, end of discussion. I'm fairly certain that there was a, hey, we'll continue it as is for 3 years, But if you're willing to open up your pocketbooks, maybe we can discuss that going on further. So I'm sure there's a little bit of that going on as well, and there's ongoing negotiations most likely with regards to that. So I'd be very, very, very surprised to hear that it's a 3 and that's it, and then it's ours, and you can go kick rocks. But it's the worst part about this is the outrage coming out. Maybe outrage isn't the right word. The dissatisfaction coming from Sony's camp is coming from a platform that I mentioned last time we kind of brought this topic up, makes their bread and butter, like has made their name on exclusivity. Like you look so damn hypocritical when you've built your entire platform upon this is going to be only available on PlayStation, and now when somebody's in a position to kind of use that against you, you're like, whoa, wait, I want to cry foul. Hang on. This isn't good faith negotiations. This is ridiculous. So that's not a good look. That's not a good look at all. I don't know who Sony's PR person is, and they probably don't get to have a muzzle on Ryan because of his status, but you might want to get somebody to be like, hang on, wait. we've built generations on exclusivity. We need to kind of take a different approach to this. And at the end of the day, for me, as far as I'm concerned, I don't really care about Call of Duty. Okay, so let that be out there. I'm not huge on it. Maybe some of the future games will interest me more than the past ones have. I haven't really gotten into a Call of Duty since the OG first Call of Duty that I played on my PC. So it's not, I don't have a vested interest in this franchise in particular. I have more of an interest in some of the other Activision Blizzard titles. But that aside, kind of letting my bias be known, I would like for Sony to remain having access to Call of Duty. I've always maintained the stance that I'm pro games being available everywhere and people should get to play where they want. There's no loss for me as a consumer in that world. I think it's great to have options. If I want to play it on my PC, if I want to play it on my PS4, if I want to play it on my Xbox, on my Switch. The only issue we run into, and I've mentioned this before with Switch especially, is hardware constraints, but that's a whole separate ballgame. I think people should be able to get to choose where they want to play. I think the gaming companies, developers, and console manufacturers both will find a way to make their money hand over fist regardless. So to me, it doesn't matter. I want Sony to be able to access it, but if they're going to take this kind of attitude, if I'm Microsoft, man, I'm tempted to be petty as hell and just be like, nah, you know what? Those 3 years are done too.
That's what I'm saying.
Shit, bro.
Before this, I'm the same way, Snips. Yo, why take this mass? People are saying, "Oh, Call of Duty is beyond gaming, right?"
Yeah.
Let this massive game be everywhere. If you're on PlayStation or everywhere at 70, unless you're on Game Pass, no extra charge, right? And I was with that, but smelling Jim's ass is making me want Xbox to be petty.
To me too, it's like he's kind of acting like, oh, before this we were holding hands, frolicking through the forest with Microsoft. We carved our name in a tree as BFFs, and it's like, no, the fuck, y'all are competitors, man. Like, this is business. This is what society tells you capitalism is supposed to be. It's you put out your best product, and your competitor puts out their best product, and the fair market decides who wins.
Let me ask you this.
And we're actually seeing it at a corporate level for once, instead of just conglomerates buying up other conglomerates and vertically integrating everything to where they own every single thing we do is owned by 2 companies, and nobody cries foul, nobody cares, because the consumer is the only one who loses. But when it's a company that's losing, and shit, hang on, this isn't right. Can we get a ref to come in here and call a foul or something? Nah, come on, bro. This is what you asked for. Like, go play ball.
Let me ask you this, Snips. All right. Earlier in your comments, you said, what if Microsoft tells Sony to open up their pocketbooks?
Yeah.
And you're in this version of events, do you feel like that's strong arming?
No. Not necessarily. It's not blackmail. It's not extortion.
Like,
it's I have something you want. I'm not just going to give it to you for free. We're competitors. Yeah. Like, they're not withholding like food from refugees or something here. Okay. It's we are competing businesses. I have access to an intellectual property that I now own. You would also like access to this intellectual property. Great. Let's talk money, because I don't work for free.
Sony's not above it.
Yeah.
like they not strong arming Marvel with Spider-Man.
Mhm.
Period.
And I'm telling you, I
Yeah,
think Sony's
Final
taking
Fantasy.
the wrong approach with it too. Is instead of opening up your pocketbook, why not try making the discussions about opening up your catalog of games?
Dino
Maybe
Crisis.
They have
Like,
so
how
many
about
games.
some of these IPs that we've locked away and kept to ourselves forever? Maybe we'll become more open about sharing those, and you'll become more open about sharing yours, and we'll discuss revenue
Only-
splits and all that kind of stuff. But
And
there's
the reason that won't
room
happen,
to
Snips,
talk.
because of what you said. Sony, number one, according to Jim Ryan, we believe in generations.
Mm.
They believe in generations, and they believe in exclusivity
Mm-mm.
for PlayStation.
And
They would
and-
never once have an IP and say, you know what, Microsoft? I think your Xbox fan base would benefit from this. So I'm going to go ahead and let this IP be on your platform. Now, shout out to Jez Corden, right? He put up a tweet that I thought was very interesting, that he feels that Sony may be being disingenuous with this 3-year thing because he believes that the Minecraft deal is a rolling deal. So it may be a 3-year deal that continues to just keeps
Yeah.
rolling. And then if Sony gets fucking fly,
give me my stuff back.
they yank
Yeah,
it back.
that-
Like, you
and
don't
that's the
have
whole
Minecraft
point.
anymore,
Yeah.
right? So that could be the case. But B, man, I know you've been waiting patiently. Your thoughts on Jim Ryan being possibly full of shit?
I'm gonna tell you this. I personally feel Jim Ryan, if there wasn't people holding him back, we would have they would release the games everywhere. Something tells me he wants to just make money as much as possible.
Yeah.
And if it's through selling the software IP just anywhere that'll have him, I think he would. I don't know him. I'm just talking about based on how he's moving and how he's willing to ruffle the feathers of his core fan base.
I do want to make one caveat with that. I guarantee you, everybody at the upper levels of that company is only about making money. They're just
Oh, that's
disagreeing
fair.
about how to go about doing it.
True.
Yeah.
No, and that's the thing, right? But all in
PlayStation's
all,
scared of their fan base.
it's possible. And
Because
I'm not.
That's why they won't. You don't think those executives on the big board don't want the PC money now?
True. No, you.
Oh
right.
no, we can't go day and date because they're gonna get mad. If I'm an executive and I know that it's millions of dollars not in my pocket now, they're afraid.
Yeah.
They're afraid of their fan base.
And that's a fair assessment. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Hugs.
No, I'm just agreeing.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment because once again, you clearly had a capacity. You put a wide variety of games on PC. You put your Spider-Man, you put your Horizon, and you put Death Stranding. These are all three different, very, very different games. From what I understand,
And,
made on different
Uncharted's
engines.
coming too.
Oh, Uncharted's coming. These
Yep.
are all made on different engines from what I understand. You know me, I don't get in the weeds like that. But I will say, just from looking at it, just face value, screw them. Screw them. Like you really, what did you expect to happen? You don't play these type of games with money. Like in terms of people with big money. You don't do that. Like what'd you expect Microsoft to do? Would you expect, like, they could have just pulled Minecraft if they really wanted to just be completely petty, and nobody would have argued with them because Minecraft is big enough to where people would have followed it. Like it like if they wanted to cripple somebody, they can. Like and all they would do is just look stronger. Heck, US likes the whole, big belt buckle, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, work hard, make your own Minecraft. Like, no, but this, like, if they wanted to play these games, Microsoft could. They have the bread to lose for a little bit and then catch you on a 5-year run. Like, dude, you were, like Fame said in his rant, you were built on exclusivity. Like, I bought my PlayStation 4 for No Man's Sky, for Uncharted. Like, this is why I bought these.
Oh shit!
Oh, he's here, present. What up, man?
Yo, what up? What up? Hold on, let me.
I'm gonna
Or
keep
Baron.
going on my little rant,
Okay.
but
go ahead.
But real talk, man. It just look. He got Resistance on his wall. Come on, where are these games? No, do you see
Resistance,
what I'm
great.
saying? No, you have a way. This is why I feel no sympathy for you. If you release SOCOM, Resistance, and what was, and then if you really wanted to make some extra money, throw Final Fantasy VII Remake out there and don't even give us the new one. Just throw the 7 that you promised initially. Like you have the exclusivities sitting in dormant right now. Figure out a way to get Dino Crisis back. Like there's so much you could do right now that would trump. Let me rephrase, not trump, because Call of Duty is one of those things. Just like how Madden, no matter how bad Madden is, no matter how bad 2K
People
is,
gonna buy it.
People gonna buy it because it's the general public that eats those games up. Like that. That's what does everybody do? Wait until the holidays to get their KD up because you got like bro, you know, no Christmas news. You already know what's gonna happen. It's a feeding frenzy.
Shout out to Post Up.
But that's what I think. Like you have way too much you're sitting on for me to feel any type of sympathy for you with this situation. And then you were poking the bear, like a very, very flush financially, like monster of a bear. Like, and what'd you expect them to do? So yeah, that's it.
The bear with the sharpest claws in the woods.
Bro.
Yo, we got a guest in the building. Porter Rock, what is going on, my brother, man? How you living?
Oh, chilling, man. Living my best life in California. I'm glad I was able to make it, man. I know we tried to link up before.
Yes,
and
sir.
Stuff like
yes,
that.
Sir.
Didn't fall through, but you know you my boy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
Podcast, it doesn't go crazy, if you remember.
No, man.
Hey, I had to take that off the plaplaylist.
Really?
Yeah,
it got bad.
That was wild. It was
you guys probably said, oh boy, I mean, oh girl, had me eat it.
That was some days. Those the good old days. That's when podcast was when it's its purest form.
Yeah. For the most part, everyone kind of cleaned up a little bit. Back then.
We couldn't do that now.
No.
Remember Blame Fame.
Yeah. Yeah. We couldn't do that now. Hey. Before you became me and Post up been calling your name. Post up say he want all the smoke.
What he got? He in the chat. Man.
He in the chat. Post up. If you want to get in here, you can get
pull up.
He ain't want it.
If you want to pull up.
He ain't want no problems.
But listen, first off, before we jump back into the conversation.
All right, no doubt.
Porter Rock, I got to come to you.
Oh, of course.
You know, other than Chakalaka, who spent $17.50. $17.5. I mean, $17,500 on for his PlayStation 5.
No receipt.
Because he had to get it. It was signed by Jim Ryan.
You dropped $17.50?
Nah, bullshit.
Yo,
he probably put the 11.5 though.
He spent the grip, so he's our resident. Like, I'm ready to throw squabbles over PlayStation. Like, I got to get this. Like, you got the last copy. I'm gonna beat your ass because I need this, right? Y'all resident PlayStation guy, right? But Porter Rock, I gotta ask you, bro. Because we talked on Twitter a couple of days ago, and we talked about, you know, the possibility of Microsoft just yanking the shit, right? And it being the issue being more than just PlayStation because other entrants to the gaming market, which is, in my opinion, rare. It's a long shot because the big three are the big three for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Might not have access to Call of Duty, right? So Jim Ryan, he's coming out and say, hey, Microsoft is on some BS. They're talking about several years. They're offering 3.
Yo.
They're offering 3 years of COD. And that's bullshit. We can't survive without Call of Duty. Let's call it what it is. They saying we can't. This our biggest money maker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got these exclusive deals that's making the majority of people who play COD play on PlayStation. Let's call it a spade, right? People can all agree that the majority of people play Call of Duty play it on PlayStation. So for that, we got to give them that. More than likely, that's a cash cow for them. But I want to get your thoughts on Jim Ryan coming out in public and saying, hey, Microsoft was full of it. Like, only 3 more years is not enough. And they're being disingenuous on what they're offering us if this deal goes through.
Right. So I'm gonna start off. Normally, when it comes to the CEOs, I don't really have, much things about them. Like Phil Spencer, I respect the dude. I think he's a genuine good guy, but he has a job to do. So like his good-heartedness, but if you want to keep buying Maseratis and send your kids to private school, you got to do what Microsoft wants you to do. So those two conflict, right? When he retires, he's gonna be all about the games, but while he's getting that check, he got a job to do. But this is the first time I can actually say, just as a man, as a person, I respect Jim Ryan. And this is the only time I say it, is because he could have said this months ago, because this conversation between Microsoft and Sony happened months ago when the first signs of Activision, because I remember, I think it was the CFO said, or somebody already said in Microsoft that they called Sony to let them know. And it was like the day we first got the information on Activision. So what this means is Jim Ryan held on to this for months. He could have been said, hey, don't believe him. We only got 3 years. That's why he told me on the phone. But he kept it cool because if you read the interview, he said he thought at the time it was a professional business to business relation. Like, hey, this is just between us CEOs. Got it. I'm going to keep on the low. But today, you know, my man's having tea and crumpets. You know, he's reading the paper. You know, he's like, cheerio. Thank you, Charles. And he's like, with the newspaper, he's like, what? What rubbish is this? Oh, hell no. Hey, we're doing an interview. Oh, Mr. Ryan, we don't have you. We're doing an interview now. I got some shit to say. And he's like, don't let Microsoft fool you. Yes, they did tell me Call of Duty will be around on PlayStation, but they gave me a number. I got 3 years. That's what they told me. After the deal is done, PlayStation got 3 years. After 3 years, Microsoft's giving it, you know, no. Now who knows? We know. What? And this is community. You don't know. We only keep it real when we want to. We know exclusivity helps platforms, whether it's a service, whether it's a console. When you have exclusive stuff, it's a huge attraction. And I'm like, yo, Microsoft is not spending $70 billion just to say you can still sleep with my wife. Nah, if I'm going to put a ring on that, you are mine. You can't go with another dude. Those days are over. You belong to me now. That's the relationship Microsoft wants with COD.
People going to tell you Minecraft.
And I've been saying
that with Minecraft.
And you know what? So for Minecraft, right? I said, and this is why specifically, this is why I said Warzone will stay on PlayStation. Because that is a game that is established on the PlayStation brand. And that's just like Elder Scrolls Online. That's staying on PlayStation. Fallout 76, that's staying on PlayStation. Because that's a game that has a fan base and is perpetual. But the annual Call of Duties, and this is what I'm trying to explain to people, it is not perpetual. You have to reestablish that fan base every single year. So, like, take, for example, Modern Warfare. Let's pretend there was no pre-orders. Technically speaking, the new Modern Warfare that's coming out for PlayStation or consoles, there is no fan base. Nobody has it. It doesn't exist. It has to get reestablished. Black Ops 5. Let's say that's the next game on the pipeline. Who owns Black Ops 5? It doesn't exist. There is no fan base established. So every year that game has to get reestablished. At a certain point, Microsoft's going to be like, it will not be reestablished on PlayStation. It's going to be only established on Game Pass supported platforms. So enjoy what you got now.
I like that phrase, Game Pass supported platform.
Game Pass support. Now you can get Call of Duty after 3 years, but we need to have a conversation on how we're gonna do that, and that's what Phil's doing. He's like, hey, you want it on the 4th year? I need Game Pass to be on that PlayStation.
And he would
know what I'm saying?
And Phil would that be worth it for PlayStation?
There'll be so many Xbox fans hearts broken over that news. He don't give a damn. Yeah. Jim Ryan's be like, all right, Phil, you won.
Let's put Game Pass on PlayStation. I would sell my Xbox immediately. What's the point of having it?
You see,
no, and it would be cheaper for me to get a PlayStation.
The people, I'm getting all the Xbox exclusives through Game Pass. Why would I need an Xbox?
And Spider-Man? Like, nah, Halo, Master Chief, Spider-Man.
Sells itself. I'd get a PS5 for sure.
You see what I'm saying? And that's the leverage Phil wants. Phil needs leverage. I can't fathomly see you have these powerful IPs and you're just going to be status quo. Hey, we just spent $7 million. We got Activision. And you wake up the next day, still on PlayStation. You wake up the next year, still on. Like, what did you do? What did you change? Right? Like, something has to change if you're going to make these big moves. So you not see the
argument, Porter Rock, that they just it's about the money.
Oh,
and here's the day, and they need to recoup.
But here's the thing:
Microsoft ought to recoup that already.
I got it. But people act like if Microsoft takes Call of Duty away from PlayStation, that the money they make from PlayStation is gone. No, it's going to get transferred. Think about this. You're going to have 3 groups who play Call of Duty on PlayStation. The first group we know about, the hardcore. This is their game. This is their jam. They play this all the time. Everything else is like mashed potatoes. This is their steak. If you take away that steak and says you got to eat the steak in this restaurant, they're going to that restaurant. They're gonna,
yeah.
Thank you. Have a nice day. I'm going to this restaurant because you're giving me the steak. So that group is leaving Xbox. They're gonna start playing that group is leaving PlayStation. They're gonna play it on Xbox. Their friends, if they can't play Call of Duty, they're gonna be like, then what the hell I got a PlayStation for? For Horizon Zero Dawn? Get out of here. I'm gonna play with my boys. I'm gonna talk my trash. I can still play Madden. I can still play NBA 2K. I can still play Grand Theft Auto. I'm not really missing nothing. I need my Call of Duty. That's what I'm gonna do. The second group is I love Call of Duty, but I still love my PlayStation. So I'm gonna get an Xbox, which I normally don't get, but I'm gonna get it now. That's gonna be my secondary console. I'll buy an Xbox Series S, subscribe to Game Pass, boom. I got both. That is still a win for Microsoft because that group never bought an Xbox. Remember, we got PlayStation 4 got 100+ million sales. Xbox now people are saying around 50. That means there's a lot of PlayStation dudes that don't have an Xbox. Yeah, there's a lot of PlayStation dudes. They don't mess with Xbox. They got their PlayStation, they got their Switch, maybe a PC. They're good, right?
This gen's still early. There's still millions of consoles to be bought by gamers.
Yeah. So now Call of Duty's on PlayStation. Fine, I'll get an Xbox as part of my ecosystem. Something I normally don't do, but I'm not doing now because I still want to play Call of Duty. That is still a win for Microsoft. If all they do is Xbox Series S and Game Pass, good, got them. That's a win. The only group that Microsoft may not be able to attain is the third group, which is you play Call of Duty out of convenience. You have it, you might buy it 1 year, you might rent it, you might borrow it, you might game share it. That's not the money makers. Those aren't the money makers. The guys be like, I don't really need Call of Duty. I'm gonna stay on PlayStation, not a big deal. That's not where the money's at. It's the first two groups. That money will transfer over one way or another. You know, and Microsoft knows that. That's a powerful IP. We're probably talking about one of the most powerful IPs, you know? So I don't understand why people would think that Microsoft won't try to leverage that. And now we know. What's crazy is if Jim Ryan would have said this months ago, we would the conversations of, oh no, it's going to stay on PlayStation. Those podcasts and conversations would have never happened. We now know there's a time limit. Now, when you think about it, if you do the math, let's assume PlayStation has 2 more years of marketing deals, this year, next year. So that's 2023. 2023 is the last year of the marketing deal. And Phil Spencer promised 3 more years. So you're talking the end of 2026. What is most likely to happen in 2027? New consoles. That's 7 years from 2020.
Oh, yeah, damn.
So when you think about it, this generation, Microsoft is just setting their foot soldiers. The actual invasion of World War II, the invasion of the Beach is coming in 2027. He's just staging the pieces. This is just planning. He's taking the next 7 years to build up Game Pass, friendly value. Oh, I love everybody. But the Allied troops are storming Normandy in 2027. He's not playing in 2027. PlayStation 6, we fighting. PlayStation 5, you good. You got Call of Duty 3 more years. PlayStation 5, I love you. Oh man, you guys are cool. 2027, PlayStation 6 is on. They're launching the forces. What you're gonna see, this is all preparatory. You're gonna see the real Microsoft. So this family-friendly bullshit we're seeing, nah. This is what they're doing. It's like PlayStation 3. Because they screwed up, all family-friendly. Free games. Oh, we're gonna give away free online. But once Sony, we're seeing the real Sony now. When you're in your bag, this is who you truly are. You know, as the saying goes, any person can stand adversity. If you really want to know a person, give that person power. That's when you really know that person. Once you give that person power, you see their true face. So the real Microsoft's coming in 2027. All these little moves is just preparatory, get the pieces. They launching in 2027. That's why
we imagine releasing a new console.
It makes sense.
And launching it with Call of Duty.
Like exclusive. It's coming. It's in the box. The codes in the box.
That's gonna be a problem. Series Z, whatever they want to call it.
It's gonna have Call of Duty on the cover of the console.
What first-party game can you release? Think about it. And I think when I caught on your tail end, many of you PlayStation do have IPs, but realistically, what first-party IP can Sony release on PlayStation 6 day one that could compete with Call of Duty?
It got to be something new.
Killzone 5? What? It's like, what? I'm a PlayStation dude. But what reasonable multiplayer game can Sony release, Even SOCOM
Destiny.
would struggle. Even SOCOM would struggle.
Destiny.
Poor Destiny.
But they're
Make it
not.
exclusive.
They not gonna do that. Yeah,
And
they're
that-
not gonna do that.
You don't think they would if Microsoft pulled COD? They won't pull Destiny.
No,
Nope.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Because you don't want to do the arms race. Because what if they pull Minecraft?
No, but here's the thing. No, but here's the thing. The reason why I know some people will be like, "Oh, no, Sony never got this much trouble over the purchase of Bungie." The reason why, because in the contracts, the regulator saw Bungie controls their own destiny. Technically speaking, PlayStation is not Bungie's boss. Sony is. They purposely designed that and showed it to the regulators. Listen, you see the paperwork. PlayStation does not have control over Bungie. They cannot force Bungie to tell them do what they want. And we, as Sony Corporation, gave Bungie full control on the decision making of what platforms, what games, and when it goes, where it goes. They have full publishing control. There's nothing we can do. We binded it on the contract. It's contractual. Here it goes. So all the same FTC guys are like, yeah, we're good. Here, buy it. We have no concerns because you put it on paper.
Hey,
Apparently, Microsoft ain't put not a goddamn thing on paper. There is nothing on paper. I'm sorry. If you don't show me that shit in black and white with a signature, I don't believe you. I don't care how many emails, how many interviews, how many voicemails. Hey, we're gonna sign a prenup. I want that shit. We signing this prenup right now. I want to see a signature in black and white. Microsoft apparently didn't do that.
Hey, Fame, Walt brought up a good point. He was like, they could do a third-person cinematic experience. Yeah. But no, but check this out. This is what they could do. They could split up The Last of Us Part 2 and make Abby's storyline the DLC,
man,
and then make it the Ellie edition, and then sell it. It's within the time frame.
Some people reacted to Abby.
Factions 2 will be there.
The way some people reacted to back to Abby, they're like, I'm done with PlayStation. Like some people, that shit killed. The way Joel died, that shit killed people's dreams.
Bro, hey, I'm telling you, no slander on Abby. That was the best melee combat I've experienced in any game. Hey, I'm gonna be real with you.
It was nice.
As an action-adventure game, that was some of the best melee combat ever.
I'm gonna be honest. As I played the game, and you know the story. I don't want to say it on now. I mean, it's been a while, but I was like, I would do the same shit too. Shit.
Yeah.
I would club a motherfucker. Like
I would have bust Joel ass.
I don't care what your reasons is.
This man damned humanity.
You getting it.
When I salute you to justice, she said.
You saved me in the bear and all that things. So what's your name? Oh, my name's Joe.
This man popped my dad as he was trying to save humanity.
I'm gonna be like, I got my crib. We up the road. I got my family up there. They want to meet you.
I want to get to Hugger, and I want to read this comment out, and I want to get y'all's thoughts. These dudes don't know anything because I guarantee The Last of Us fictions will be bigger than Call of Duty.
Oh, he's talking about factions. No,
factions. I'm sorry.
No, it says fictions, but I'm assuming he's saying faction. I don't think so.
Lies.
Because I can tell you what, I played a lot of Call of Duty
on this app,
but I've never played faction.
People who said this game will be bigger than Call of Duty or Call of Duty's dead is like the Detroit Lions and trying to predict they're going to win a Super Bowl. You're 0-32 with that prediction. Like, it has not happened.
To go to the Rams to get a Super Bowl.
Like, I've never seen a prediction so wrong other than the Detroit Lions. People who have downplayed Call of Duty consistently for years. We're talking this franchise. This franchise became hot in 2007. That's when Call of Duty Modern Warfare started taking over. And it's 2022, and people still trying to say, "Oh, this game will be." Nah, bro, let it go. You're a Lions fan. Like, you ain't getting it, dog. Like, you're just never gonna get it. Like, stop. Call of Duty's a powerful franchise.
I appreciate you coming through, but this is a terrible hill to die on, my guy.
Call
of Duty is.
Here's the thing.
Call of
Duty could release 3 bad games in a row, and you gonna buy each
and still be the number one seller.
Be the number one seller.
And they have. They released terrible Call of Duty.
I was about to say, you don't have to speak hypothetically about that. The last 3 CODs have been pretty terrible.
Damn.
I don't think anybody here bought Vanguard.
Advanced Warfare.
but yet it's still one of the top selling games ever. And we sitting on a gaming podcast talking about it. Like that should prove the point right there.
Call of Duty is still a metric where people wish they could have that success. Like there's people who release amazing games. Like look at Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
Lucius, I get you in the comment section, bro. COD can fall at some point, everything dies, right? I get everyone can bleed. I could possibly have a baby with Kim Kardashian. Will I? No.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing to consider.
And then they run mobile,
but I most
bro.
likely could never.
They run mobile now.
Yeah.
I know people who went out and bought bigger screen tablets, just to have a better experience at playing Call of Duty mobile.
Yeah.
I know that this is a fact.
Yeah.
Now, from Sony's perspective, it's not going to end PlayStation. It's not that powerful.
No.
PlayStation has a lot of IPs, but from Sony's perspective, it's the money. You know, if we all had companies, right? Let's say all 6 of us own a company and we got revenue streams from different things. And another company comes in and they're going to take over one aspect of our revenue stream. All 6 of us are going to be like, oh, hell nah. We're going to go to court. We're going to have my boy, David, he's going to be up in there in a wheelchair. Like, oh no, they did this to me. We're going to pull out all the stops. Because even if we have the most popular game, even if SOCOM matches Call of Duty success, we still want that Call of Duty money. More money is always a good thing. We want Call of Duty and SOCOM and factions. We don't want a world where Call of Duty and the revenue stream we get from that game gone. So it's not just so much that Sony still ain't going to find success. They could find success, but we could get success and still get Call of Duty. It's not a zero-sum game. All the success in the world can include Call of Duty. That 30% is a lot. We want that 30% royalty. We don't want that to go anywhere. Even if they could make a multiplayer game just as big, why exclude 30% revenue? We could still have a big SOCON game, a big factions game. We could still have these 10 live services games do extremely well, but we still want that Call of Duty money. That Call of Duty money is big. They don't want it to go away no matter what.
It's a console mover too.
Yeah.
Like it's as long as there's going to be hardware, Call of Duty moves hardware. Like it's period. It's.
I want to move over because my sister's been waiting patiently. And
I don't really
gotta get her point of view because she's always. I say Snips is the most level-headed one. Hugger, she throws major jabs at companies and under the guise of being level-headed. But sis, your thoughts on Jim Ryan going public and saying, "Hey, Microsoft was full of shit. They're not trying to extend the extensive time anything. They're trying to give us 3 years."
What if it's all just marketing? It's not the best marketing, but we know a lot of these CEOs on top are kind of out of touch with things. So I'm going to go with the angle of its marketing, because if God of War keeps its window, it's also going to be out with Call of Duty. And we were just talking about that, the competing back and forth, even though they're not going to compete. Single player will never compete with a multiplayer game, whatever. But what if it's just marketing? Talk about Sony, talk about Microsoft, get them in front of people's eyes, and just people are watching to see what's going to happen. I don't know.
If it's marketing, it's anti-marketing. They're trying to throw dirt on Microsoft.
All press is good press. You know that.
All press is good press.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just gotta say, I had a thought. What if we were just Microsoft was petty, and as soon as they yank Call of Duty out of PlayStation, like on the very same year, no longer on PlayStation, but then they just throw it on Nintendo, just to fuck with them.
Oh, through the streaming again,
or just the next Nintendo console, which should be what?
Yeah.
The next Nintendo, more powerful Nintendo, should be out within the next year and a half, 2 years, 3 years, maybe.
And so they'll only be like 10 years behind the current.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It'll go back
Like,
to disc.
why is
They'll
Call
go
of
back
Duty
to
Mobile
disc.
not already on the
cartridge? They're going through the cycle again. It'll go cartridge.
No, but
down
knowing
to be little
Nintendo, they'll probably be like, nah, you ain't gonna sucker us. You ain't gonna create this Call of Duty fanboys on our platform, and then 5 years later take them away. Now we good. We got Splatoon. We good. Go away.
But also,
shoot.
Let's not forget, Microsoft is powerful, and they're not as powerful as we think, because Genshin Impact still isn't on Xbox yet.
I believe a lot of that is because they don't want to. Like
That's
it's
such a
because
popular game.
No, I'm with you. But
I didn't even
I've
know
always
that.
felt
Genshin is not on
it's
Xbox?
Not on
No,
Xbox.
there's a lot of
How?
games like Naraka
It's
Blade.
free
It's
to
on
play.
barely
mobile,
made it to Xbox.
PlayStation, and PC. Is
PC.
it on Switch?
I think.
I think
I don't
so.
know.
I don't think so.
How
I
is it
don't
not on
know. That's a good
Xbox?
question. I don't know if it's
No, it's not on Xbox.
Yeah.
That's
But
wild.
I really
That's
believe a lot of
weird.
those
That's like-
deals,
Right?
It's
just
a
like what was
free-to-play.
going on with Square Enix,
Right.
a lot of that was just pure, we don't want to. Not because you ain't got enough money. We don't want to give it to you. Like, it sounds weird.
They don't feel like it's worth. Like, will we recoup our development time in microtransactions to make it worth putting it on Xbox? And I think those conversations have been had for a lot of different developers. Which a move like the topic we're talking now, Call of Duty, with those influx of players, you're not going to be able to ignore that console.
So just a quick thing here. Genshin Impact did tweet out that they will be putting it out on Nintendo Switch in the future. No word on Xbox.
Okay.
That's weird as hell. Maybe it's just development. Maybe the size of the studio.
With
That's
those
But
kind of games,
they've had-
it
That's
usually
weird.
it comes down to disagreements on microtransaction percentages. Like somebody goes
Yeah.
on, like, are they making these purchases through the Microsoft store? Is it going through MiHoYo's like proprietary store? And what cut do we
Hey,
get? of each?
Roblox is
That's
not on
usually what can
PlayStation?
clog up that
No,
I
it's
stuff.
didn't know
not.
that. I didn't know.
That's another one.
That's
That don't
wild.
make sense. Yeah,
That's
that don't make
wild.
sense.
That don't make
That
no
don't make
sense
sense
at
either.
all. That don't make no sense. That's crazy.
Oof.
Fame is in
Yeah.
confusion.
No, because we already know how many, not even just adults, but we know the
Xbox
kids
was too stunned to speak.
running that. Like, you wouldn't want that on the console that's out there the most. Like,
Yeah.
Crazy. I
Yeah,
didn't know
that's-
that.
Like, I don't know.
but that further goes into what I was saying. It's clearly more than do you have enough money to buy this
Yeah,
situation. It has to be something a little more to it. And I think what Snips brought up about the
Yeah.
the microtransactions, that does make sense.
That's the kind of stuff, like, it's not necessarily that they're not open to it, but figuring out the specifics of which store are they buying it through, how much of a
Yeah.
cut do we get in this instance, how much of a cut do you get in this instance, if there's a sale, how does that impact our cuts? All that kind of stuff can gum up the talks, and if one side's being kind of stingy about it, they'll put it on back burner for a while and then revisit it later.
And that's
Roblox.
why-
Do they have like between PC consoles you could share money transactions and like
Like a cross
crossplay,
Cross
cross
account,
buy?
cross progression.
Ooh.
Maybe Sony has certain stipulations and Roblox don't like that.
Could
know?
be it.
You know,
I was gonna say,
Like,
40
no, I
could-
need you to spend money twice.
like if you're gonna do cross buy, then we get 40%.
Look
From
how long
what?
it took with Destiny.
You know,
From what I remember, speaking with a lot of indie
Lucy says
devs,
yes, that's cross progression.
at PAX South and stuff, Sony is the much more strict when it comes to how things need to appear on their marketplace, or like what sort of features and things your game needs to have if it's going to be on a Sony platform. They are much more stringent about that kind of
You know
stuff.
what? I used to believe that, and then I saw Life of Black Tiger, and I kind of went, nah.
There's a new game. I love your dead grandmother or something like that. That's on PlayStation for like
did see
$3.
it.
Okay.
I'm in love with your dead grandma or something like that. I'd be like, bro, the
No.
standards have dropped.
like I saw that, I'm like, it was so bad. I'm like, listen, anybody retweets this, they're getting blocked. Like, I don't want to see this nonsense. Like, what are we talking about here?
You see it go
Like-
live. So and so's playing. I love your dead grandma.
Listen, I'm gonna make one more point out here because it was in the chat.
See
We're
that
gonna switch
friends
topics.
list, you getting blocked. leave grandma alone. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Let her rest.
There was a conversation that was being had in the chat on COD versus Fortnite. That COD could eventually be on its way out because of games like Fortnite just being so big. And I don't want to dismiss. I'm going to switch topics. I don't want to dismiss that. That's the hell of a point. However, I think COD is in a separate, even though it's a shooter, it's in a separate category than Fortnite. And I don't see them being in competition with each other. I don't see Fortnite worried about COD or COD worried about Fortnite. I don't see
I
that.
could see COD classic characters being in Fortnite If
Yeah.
Destiny will
But
do
they didn't
it,
do that for
everything's on the
Destiny.
table. No, think about that. If we're talking shooter to shooter, you literally can use Destiny main staple characters, including Cade 6, in Fortnite. So
Now, but look at the common denominator.
yeah, rest
Sony
in peace.
invested $300 million in Epic, and Bungie's part of Sony. So you know, Sony like, yo, y'all two can link. You know, it's like the friend trying to hook up. Like, yo, I got this
True.
dude. You know, y'all
Yeah,
should have
true.
dinner together. Woo, go do your thing. You know, Sony is heavily invested in Epic. They invested like
They
already
are.
almost $500 million, and whatever they're doing something between Epic and Sony, and Bungie's under Sony. So that was an easy
That
connection
makes
to
sense.
see. That was an easy connection to see them two together.
Appreciate what
Here's the
Lucius
thing:
said, though.
Apple buys PlayStation, and then Apple buys Epic, and then
Oh,
Fortnite is exclusive to PlayStation.
shit. And then PlayStation costs $2,000.
What?
Oh,
Hey, but I'm gonna
Because
tell
of
you,
the Apple
symbol.
logo.
But
Yep.
the the
Sounds even
PlayStation
more-
C will come out a month later. It's the same exact hardware in a different color for $2,500.
and then you
Missing
can
a
only get
USB
certain
port.
colors. Oh,
And it
yeah.
sells even more.
A what?
And it sells even more. That's like, oh my god.
Bro, don't get me started. I've honestly always
Apple
said
symbol.
Sony, like PlayStation, is the Apple of games.
Oh man.
And it's funny because it'd be easier to say Nintendo is, but Nintendo is in such a other stratosphere. Like I don't even like talking about them in comparison to Xbox and PlayStation. Like that,
Nintendo just doesn't make sense. They're
It-
just
it
literally
really
sitting there like,
doesn't.
you know what? We
It
don't
really
have to
doesn't.
compete with you in any way, shape, or form. Not in hardware, not in
and
I
they
would
graphics,
win.
remake the
not
same
in
game
like
with a
product
they
variety.
win.
with
We
one
just
more
do our own
pixel.
thing, and people
Listen,
buy our stuff like
Nintendo,
crap.
Nintendo's smart. They're like, we suck at football, we suck at basketball, we definitely can't box. So we're gonna invent our own game.
Yep.
And the rules is just specifically for us to win. And if anybody tries to play this game, they're automatically going to lose.
Yep.
And we're the champions every year because we're the only ones competing in this game that we created.
Everybody
it
within PlayStation could never come out
And
with a
it
workout
worked.
game.
And it
They
Everybody's
could
actually
never
playing
come out with an
baseball.
Xbox Fit.
Everybody's
never.
playing baseball. Nintendo's over there playing cricket. Like,
Ooh,
I don't
no,
know
and
what
just
y'all
doing
doing.
with
We're
the
doing
winners.
just fine.
You know, they're playing championship skelsies. And,
Yeah,
and they
like-
just winning. Yo.
It-
And it worked. They are winning and they cannot lose. There's no way to beat them.
It
You don't
worked
even
this
know
time.
how.
It worked
Huh?
this time because the Wii U, for
Oh,
other
Wii U was
purposes,
bad.
was an utter failure.
Yeah.
Oh, Boogie.
Their
El
next
Boog-
console might be complete doo-doo butter.
El
But
Boogie
you're
brings
right.
up a good
What do you mean?
point,
Their next
how
console already
Fortnite-
came out. The
Yo,
Switch
they would be-
OLED.
The
Oh,
OLED.
stop.
They would be crazy
Master
if they
Chief's in Fortnite.
they would
I
be
forgot about
crazy.
that.
Yeah, they would be crazy if they do anything but the Switch. They would be crazy. Like this is it.
There has
They
to be
found
more
it.
iterations of the Switch moving
That's
forward.
it. They found it. More powerful Switch.
Mhm.
Switch 3, Switch 4. That's it. They found it.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody gonna replicate that market.
They just gonna do a Game Gear. It's just gonna be a smaller Steam Deck.
That's it.
You know, I had a feeling it would, but I didn't think the COD topic would run us. But we do got to switch over. Even though I think there's still a lot more to be said, but we got to switch over. And I want to talk about 343.
Boo!
And I'm going to start with B for the simple reason that B is waiting for that documentary of what happened to,
I
to
can't
Halo.
wait.
Oh,
I
yeah,
need it.
It's gonna be
I
fire.
need that, and then I need it to drop day and date. We love that phrase with the playable version, 30 minutes of what the game was originally supposed to be.
Then I sat there
That shit needs to
on
be. That needs to be on
Podcast
Netflix.
Unlocked and
We need
told
a
the
Netflix
world.
You
documentary.
did, bro. You went on
I sat there on
IGN.
Podcast Unlocked and I told the world that this was the year 343 showed the world that this is their Halo.
Jesus.
He said
And
that.
for about 6 weeks, I was right.
Yeah,
Because when Halo came out, that's all
I played. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
played was Halo. Game, mechanics, fire. I turned a blind eye to everything that was
else.
missing.
Everything.
That was your
else.
personal game of the year, wasn't it?
My person,
The-
yes, it was.
People's
I had
choice.
I had way too much time in
Choice.
it.
Now that I've gotten into adulthood in the last 8 months, because now I'm an adult, I was a child, and I realized Halo should be releasing December 3rd, 2020. It should have released this year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with you, B. We're gonna go around the room. I know that last topic went on for a minute. Can 343 save itself, or is it time to move on? Is it time to let them make something else? Give Halo a break or let somebody else make it?
I think pride and just overall perception won't allow them to. This may be their last Halo for a very long time. I know they called it Halo Infinite, like it was supposed to be a 10-year
Ten-year
thing.
plan.
But one thing I will say, let me say this. I remember day one Destiny. I remember day one Destiny 2. These were all horrible experiences
They were
with
bad.
big promises and very low delivery points. Now, what's getting me about and then I'm a No Man's Sky fan, so I'm not gonna sit here and say something's dead. Like you know what I mean? Like I have no right. So they have a chance to keep going, and I would like to see them keep going. I just know for me personally, any crap you see me talking on the internet about it is because I am personally done. I'm done. I'm good. I don't just like on it, like super off note, and it's gonna throw the topic. I was done with Kingdom Hearts 3 because it took too long to come out. Like when I'm just over it now. So that's what
I bought
it
the
is.
season 2 battle pass for nothing.
Yeah, we sure did. It went live, and then before we played the first match, I didn't know that the new game mode, which you hyped up. How do you hype up a game mode that's not multiplayer? Or that, now let me rephrase, that's not where you can go in with your party. How do you hype up, like you set us up? We were sitting there trying to figure out why we couldn't get it boot up, and then come to find out, oh, you're in a party. You can't run this game mode, this brand new game mode that's supposed to be leading season 2.
You come up with
And
what, 2 maps? 1 map, 2 maps?
oh yeah,
That thing for season 3? Like and now season 3 is delayed until 2023. Shout out to L Boogie, because she's right. The single player piece was I dug the story. I dug the single player.
I didn't even play it.
I really did. The multiplayer, when it released, I thought was dope. But then you stop producing content. How you have a free to play title and you're not constantly dropping content?
Bro.
Well, Porter Rock, I'm gonna swing over to you, man. Halo's in a bad place right now, bro. And it's sad because no matter what platform you sit on, you gotta understand that Halo sits on the Rushmore video game. So give or take, maybe 1 or 2 games you can replace it with. It sits on the Mount Rushmore video game, right?
It does.
That's like saying Nintendo needs to let Mario give a break. Like you're like, whoa, wait a minute. Porter Rock, your thoughts on 343, man? Can they save Halo? I mean, is it just time for them to make a new IP and move on?
So this is my opinion. I think the blame should go to the publisher, because I don't listening to podcasts, reading books, a publisher can really help a studio come out with greatness. I think my opinion, 343 was put in a bad position. Number one, I think they automatically received a title they didn't earn simply because, think of it this way. You got a father, right? Born broke, poor, whatever, and that father built an empire. And that father has children, and he hands over the empire to the children. Well, the children didn't build it, so they shouldn't get the same respect the father did. 343 got the Halo title, but everybody saw them as, oh, that's the new Bungie, when they really didn't earn it themselves yet. Sure, you had some members of Bungie, but the main core Bungie left to do eventually what will be Destiny, right? The publisher should have recognized 343 for who they are and try to help them be successful, create the environment for success. I don't think when they started create the Slip Space engine, that's what it's called, right? That should have been just focusing on next gen platforms. They should have looked at 343 and be like, hey, we're gonna help you be successful. Don't worry about Xbox. We're gonna take the first shot. Yes, we told the consumers, we told the audience publicly, all platforms, we're gonna support everybody. Don't worry about it. We're gonna go out there, we're gonna tell everybody, hey, Halo is only being developed, the engine's only being developed for Xbox Series platforms and PC. Oh, but Microsoft, you promised. Take the face shot. Let 343, within the scope of what they got, do what they can. Set them up for success, right? Give them time. It's clear the game wasn't ready. Hey, 343, we're going to give you more time. They did it for Bethesda. Look how fast they say, oh, yeah, we're delaying Starfield, right? It is.
I mean, Halo, technically, Halo was delayed
a
year.
Yeah. They could have, whatever. They could have put 343 in a better position where they don't have as many platforms to worry about. The engine more focused to the new stuff. Why are you worrying about a 2013 console for? That console is a 2013 console with 2011 parts. Let that ish go, man. This is Halo. If there's one game we're gonna give it the red carpet, this is the one game. Hey, sorry, you can't play this on Xbox One. I'm sorry, but we cannot limit. We're not even gonna play this. We're not gonna play no nonsense. The new engine is for we're going forward. Let the publisher take the face shot and give 343 the opportunity to be great. So that way they only worry about next gen. They don't have to worry about balancing. Don't give them the time. Set them up. I think 343 was set up for failure. I was even reading articles where 343 warned them that Xbox One is going to be a problem. When the developer's telling you this is a problem, you should listen to them, right? Notice a separate topic, but notice Cyberpunk, the next DLC is not going to be for PS4 and Xbox One. I don't know how many people caught that. It's next gen platforms only. There's a reason for that. PS4, Xbox One is causing problems.
That development time is unnecessary.
Yeah, you gotta move on. Like this is not new. We've been gaming 30 plus years. This is the 9th generation of console gaming. This is not new. You got to move on and move forward. And I think 343, Microsoft has to make the decision. But like, you know what? All content going forward, I'm sorry, we will not make it for Xbox One. We're done. Sorry. Content moving forward is strictly Xbox Series S, Series X, PC. If the publisher can make that decision, then yes, 343 has a better chance for success. But as long as 343 is tethered to the old platforms and they have to do it all day and day, they're going to run into problems. They're going to have issues to contend with. Let them be great. Set them up for success. Do I think they could bring back Halo and make it successful? Yes, because perfect example is No Man's Sky. But look what it took. What is this? Steve Murray? What's his name?
Yeah. No,
that man left Twitter.
Yeah.
He went dark. Guess what? He's like, all right, turning off. I'm logging off, shutting down my account.
Got in the lab.
Yep. When he could have walked away, because you already burned. You already burned. He could have easily walked away and just went out in history like.
Yeah. But so 343 can do that. They could just go in, go dark, don't talk to nobody. Audience is gonna be mad. 343 is silent. They don't care about us. The phone ringing. Nope, sorry, decline. And they could put in the work. But the question is, what is Microsoft as a publisher doing to help that? I think Microsoft first step is listen. Don't worry about Xbox One no more. That's the first step. We're done. We're done with that. Just focus on the current platforms. And just do the work. Put in.
And if you have an Xbox One, just stream it.
Yeah. No.
You can literally stream on. You can stream Series X games on your Xbox.
We know the answer. Stop being lazy and get yourself at least a Series S. Stop playing.
Yeah, that's true.
We ain't the rumors. 9th gen of consoles. You know what you got to do.
Get on rumors of the Series S going down to 250.
You
ain't got no excuse.
I don't want to hear that. It's 2022. Listen, 2023. We're not trying to empathize with PS4 gamers and Xbox One. No, we're done with that. Y'all need to come to this side of the house. Nah, no more friendly. It's us versus them now. You come to the new shit. If you want to stay broke,
or get a PC.
Listen, get your ass to this side of the fence now. We're done. It's 2023. Get yourself a Series S. Play on that. It's $300. We ain't trying to hear, but I like my Xbox. Nah, we not messing with you dudes no more. We're done. 9 years messing with you? No. Come to the new stuff.
One X and my OG fat Xbox.
Get out of here.
I retired them for a reason.
We're done with that.
I can't game on these.
We're done with that. Get the new stuff and support the new stuff. Move forward. It's nothing new. We've been gaming for a while. Maybe, got it. You started on Xbox One. So we're going to introduce you to how console gaming is. Yes, you are expected to buy the new stuff. It's been that way. When we bought the Sega Genesis, we didn't worry about the Master System. When we got the Super Nintendo, we didn't worry about the Nintendo. Hell, we didn't worry about backwards compatibility. That wasn't even a thing back then. You moved on to the new
whole
stuff.
New cartridge, yeah.
And you got a whole new cartridge. Like, we moved on. Like, keep it pushing forward.
Controller didn't work. There's a whole new controller. Yeah,
they kept adding buttons, so they made sure the old controllers didn't work. Every year was a new button. We started with one button.
AB. That was it.
Not even. Atari was a stick and a red button.
Oh yeah.
Then they added 2 buttons. Then we got 3 buttons. Then we got shoulder buttons. Then we got like every year was some new controller where it made the old controller obsolete. You know, we want new
That sounds
technology.
like a COGS episode. Y'all should go in this controller.
People don't remember the struggles, right? But if you want new technology, you want better games, then you gotta adopt the better system. That's just the reality. You can't have new technology but still be stuck on the old technology. Like, no, we gotta move on, man. Let it go. Let Xbox One go. Tell the Xbox One gamers that play Halo, which I don't. Who's really playing Halo on the Xbox One? Who really?
It's free to play. It gotta
But
be
even
some
then,
out there.
Apparently,
Like-
there were people playing Halo on the Xbox 360 when the servers got shut down last
Like,
week.
I don't know, man. Like screw them. Like F them. Like I don't give a damn. Like, oh well, cry. What you gonna do? Not play video games? You're gonna go to
Well, he makes a
PlayStation?
good point,
Because
man.
Halo ain't there either.
You take that extra development time and you put it towards maps. You put it towards the stuff that you
Yes.
promised.
Yes.
You take that extra development time and put it to something that's useful. Because like you're saying, I agree. And thank you, Puerto Rock, for opening my eyes. Because I was a last gen sympathizer. Oh man, I feel bad for the, but now I'm like, especially, if you've grown, listen, you can trade in your old Xbox, you can sell some ass. There's a lot of things you can do to get you on next gen.
Listen,
Or
let me
as
put
we
this
should
way.
be saying now, current gen.
Yeah, I'm assuming all of us got next gen, some form of next gen platform, either a PS5, Xbox Series X, or PC, right? All of us,
Yeah.
right? Why do we care about a PS4 gamer? The console's been out since 2013. What more do you want?
Because
It's
some,
2022.
because some 10-year-old is getting a PS4 for Christmas this year.
Listen, hey,
Poor
listen.
guy.
I'm gonna tell you something. This year, let me put it this way: this year, somebody's moving into the projects.
Yeah.
I still bought a house. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What do you want me to do? We all gotta live in the projects, and we can't. Like, I'm sorry, bro. I feel you. Listen, I was there. I have food stamps when I growing up. I have food stamps. Listen, there were nights when my mom just made white rice and corned beef hash. I was there. White rice and fried egg. I was there. But now, if my wife tries to tell me for dinner we having white rice or fried egg, like, nah, I'm going to the steakhouse. You no more. I work too hard.
Wait, you don't go back and eat struggle meals? I do it sometimes. I'm like, man,
I refuse.
I'm done with that. There was a reason that motivated me. Like, you know what, Mom, I'm gonna deal with this because you my mom and you might whip my ass if I don't eat this meal. But I swear to God, when I'm the man of this house, I swear to God, I better see a steak. I swear to God, I better see fried chicken. I swear to if someone tries to serve me this, I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. I will.
Listen,
I
want to see more people doing this. I got Porter Rock's Twitter in the description, right? Swaggy C says, I always thought Porter was a PS fanboy, but I see he's spitting real. You, sir, have a new follower on Twitter. Go follow my man Porter Rock. He always spitting real shit.
Listen,
he's
Twitter,
always done that.
In Twitter, I don't have faith in serious discussions on Twitter, so I'm a clown. I'm a fool there. 2016 is probably when I started my Twitter personality because Twitter's the only place where you can be like, yo, this chocolate ice cream is delicious. And somebody will go, oh, so you have issues with me eating vanilla ice cream.
Yeah.
That's facts. That's
What?
facts.
How did this become about you? I don't even know you. You got one follower and you made your account today. Like, how did we? And then everybody be like, yo, Porter Rock don't like people eating vanilla ice cream. Why? He don't like white people? Like, what? Whoa. After I learned that lesson, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna be a barbarian. I'm gonna talk my ish because I don't trust any of y'all.
Porter Rock, translate this comment for me, bro.
All right.
I'm Fierce Pain. You gotta translate.
All right, let me see. Let me look at it.
Rice with something with something.
Arroz con gandule y chuleta frita.
What's that?
So that. All right, so it's rice with chickpeas and fried pork chop. I could rock with that.
Hey,
That's what I want. Give me my rice, give me my beans, and some pork chop. I'm good. But if I see white rice and scrambled eggs,
yeah,
I'll be like, you being lazy because it ain't the money. We got money. We went food shopping. Why are we doing this?
This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna combine the back end of this last topic with our last part of the show. As you guys know, if you're new to the channel, I'm gonna hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't.
Yeah.
You guys know, like to give suggestions for you guys to watch and or play for this week. But I'm also gonna add a little twist in here because we still gotta get the back end of the last topic fleshed out from the rest of the panel. So Snips, I'm gonna start with you. Two things. Can 343 save Halo? And then your suggestions for the 5 people who are watching to watch and or play for the week.
So 343 won't save Halo, but it will still be saved. The community will save Halo when the Forge finally drops, because that's literally all they should have focused on from drop when they realized they weren't going to be able to release a complete game on their release date. Had the Forge ready. Your community will do the work for you. They've already been creating stuff with the people who've had limited access, and it's mind-blowing. They will create all the fun, awesome content that you've been lacking, and they'll save your ass. Something to watch. Go watch Bleach, because new Bleach is coming. Finally, the anime's coming back. They're gonna animate the last couple arcs. So go watch that, rewatch that, get caught up. And same with Mob Psycho 100. The first 2 seasons, season 3 is right around the corner, so that'll be dropping soon. And then go play A Plague Tale: Innocence, which I started playing yesterday. Scooped it up on Game Pass. Been streaming that. And I'll be continuing that tonight as well. More rats than you will ever see in your goddamn life. They're everywhere, man.
You haven't lived in New York then?
I've been to New York, man. You
In the
don't.
subway.
You haven't played A Plague Tale: Innocence.
The Willie B said he'd rather drink bleach. For Rock, you have a anime, movie, or video game you think people need to go and check out?
Okay, so for video game, is actually, if you haven't played it, because I'm catching up to it, is Yakuza 2. Like ever since that's coming up, I bought them all, but I never got around to playing them. But somebody told me, because it was a conversation I had, how I love Shenmue, and they're like, "Oh, so are you playing Yakuza?" I'm like, "Nah," and they're like, "How you like Shenmue now Yakuza?" I'm like, "Is it like it?" He goes, "You need to play it." So when I played the first one, Kiwami, I was like, "Oh my god, this is the sequel, Shenmue." And then I beat that. I beat Yakuza 0. Now I'm playing on 3. I bought 3, 4, 5. I bought all of them because I'm gonna play them all. So if you like Shenmue, if you're an old school dude, Yakuza is the game for you. Yakuza is the game for you. And I didn't realize it because nobody really tied it to the essence of Shenmue. That is the spiritual sequels of Shenmue. So now everybody's like, "Oh, we want Shenmue 3." We've been had the spiritual sequels. They just call it Yakuza, and it's an amazing franchise. I don't really watch anime. So I don't really have a recommendation for anime, but I will have a show to recommend. If you haven't watched it on Netflix, I don't know if y'all heard of The Sandman.
Fire.
Fire show.
Fire.
Fuego. Like,
It sucks. It's probably gonna get canceled.
God. Yeah. After season 1, we're gonna cancel this. Like, what? I'm tired.
They
I'm
saying it's too
Netflix,
expensive.
man.
It's too
Like-
expensive. Forget
like-
Netflix. Bro.
Like, oh, that show was fire. Even my wife was into it. I was like, yo, every episode was fire. So
Every episode was fire.
Sandman. I know it's an anime, but that's my recommendation.
Hell of a recommendation. Sis, quick question.
Yes, sir.
You got faith in 343 to save Halo, and what are your recommendations for the week?
I have faith because No Man's Sky, Final Fantasy, they all turned around. So if anybody, it can be done. By who, like Snips was saying, is the other question. Don't know. To play, because it's leaving Game Pass, Final Fantasy 13. And to watch, I started watching Yellowstone on Prime, and that's been interesting.
Great. The Willie B says it's Morbin time because Morbius is on Netflix. For the 3 people who want to go watch
I'm finally
it,
gonna watch it.
it's there for you.
the Sony Marvel, their Spider-Man, the Morbius.
I need
that's what
Sony
we're
to
talking
sell
about.
Spider-Man back to Marvel.
I'm
Put
gonna
me
be
in
honest.
with
Like Sony needs to stop with this. They're terrible at the Sony universe.
us.
My God,
they
man,
need
bro,
to give Spider-Man back to Marvel. bro.
Oh my God,
Let it go.
My God, like at least get consultation, something. Do something. Like I don't know, man. Like Morbius. Like I still. Like I have no drive to watch it for whatever reason. Like I love comic movies and films, but there's no gravity pulling me towards. Even what I say, it's on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Like even now, I'm like,
I'd
like,
rather
the
go
only
watch
way is
Electra.
if I'm sitting down and I'm scrolling through and it pops up, maybe then I'll hit play. But it's gotta like come to me.
It's got to
The
start
plan
right
has gotta
away.
align.
It has to
Slowly.
auto.
It's got
It has to auto play.
It has to auto.
autoplay or something. Like it's got to be a recommendation. Like I'll do it because like it's
There's two
like,
things.
Nothing there's pulling.
needs
There's
to
no
give-
gravity.
Sony needs to give Spider-Man back to Marvel movie rights completely, and Universal needs to give Marvel back the movie rights to Hulk. That's why we ain't had no Hulk movie. A lot of people don't know that because Universal owns the distribution rights to a Hulk movie.
Yeah.
That's why we had no other Hulk movie. That's why we finally
I'm
won't
gonna be
get a Hulk.
honest. I'm not impressed with what Marvel's done with the Hulk.
Hulk about to have the greatest comeback of all time. Watch what I tell y'all.
I'm just like
They're setting up Hulk to come back.
my man out here doing
a beast.
yoga and all this weird stuff. I'm like, what the hell's going on,
telling
here,
y'all.
bro? Like,
In Hulk form.
I'm like, well, what are we doing? My man's
we
like,
get a World War Hulk type.
I want him to go back to not being able to read.
I need the Hulk. I need him to be like just one line, smash, and that's it. Like,
hey, that's how you have kids.
You know, like Hulk out here like doing yoga and like, oh, you have to see your inner self. I'm like, and people are like, oh, it's true to the comic. What comic y'all reading? Like this is like this is Miyagi Hulk. Like I don't know. I want like World Breaker, destroy everything.
He coming back. I'm saying I think that how they're going to end because Hulk is going to be gone. I think they're going to end Hulk in his storyline. They're going to separate Bruce and Hulk. And we're going to get that badass Hulk before it's all said and done.
I don't know. I hope
like
so.
Chakalaka. Oh, go ahead, Puerto Rock. I'm sorry.
Like I knew something wrong was gonna go wrong with Hulk when he lost to Thanos right from the get go. I'm like, this is how you start out Infinity War. Like I know you have to make a statement with Thanos. Like I know you have to be like, oh snap, because that's really what that moment was. Like, Thanos. But you had to do it with Hulk. I'm like, normally Hulk would just get up even more mad. Like he ain't just gonna be tired. He's gonna be like, he's just like I don't know if you remember the Universal one when the dog bit him and he just said and snapped his neck. Like
when he had tanks he had cars for gloves.
Yeah, like that's like the ass whooping Thanos gave him. Hulk would be like, no, you.
I'm mad. Abomination is the only one who's still the same from all that.
Yeah, so I don't know. hopefully they could bring back the real Hulk. Like hashtag, give me the real Hulk.
He'll be back. I promise y'all. They're setting it up. But Chakalaka 343, can they save Halo in your opinion? And then your suggestions.
I'm not gonna comment on the 343 one because I don't have an opinion on this. I'm not a Halo person. Not so. I can't tell you just from what I tell from the E3 presentations. I'm sure Bonnie Ross. I'm sure she's a fine person. Whatever. I don't really have an opinion on 343 Industries, so I'm just gonna go ahead and give my recommendations. Got 5 things here. Okay, I looked at the movie schedule. Movies coming out this weekend are pretty trash. So all my recommendations are streaming. All right. So Amazon Prime just recently dropped Samaritan, which is a Sylvester Stallone movie where he's like a former superhero. Tomorrow is a Disney Plus day, which is like the anniversary of the day Disney Plus launched. And to celebrate, they're launching Thor: Love and Thunder and a new original movie, Pinocchio, tomorrow. So check those out. On Netflix on Friday, Cobra Kai season 5 is going to start. And I've been watching a lot of Apple TV Plus. I've been watching the Jason Momoa show C, which is airing its 3rd season.
Apple TV Plus.
Bro, he probably buying the new Apple they just revealed. Like off top, he probably already pre-ordered. I don't even ask.
I need to get Xbox Family and Friends with Chakalaka so he can forget
just pay it all.
$5 every month.
Exactly.
100% for my Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Says he Big Bang Hank over there. All right, B. Last but not least, 343, and then your suggestions for the week.
I think they're gonna keep going, just running off of pure pride. I don't see them completely giving it up. I can't see that happening. It probably will because I just said it. But but shows to check out. Please, everybody and their mom, go watch Outer Range on Amazon Prime so it doesn't get canceled. And if it's already canceled, I'm sorry I was late. I apologize. Josh Brolin on a farm. Some weird time travel crap is going on. Got a weird white woman camping out on his property. Beef between 2 cattle raising families. Drunk bar fights. Bro, Josh Brolin, the guy who played Thanos. Top tier show. Great cinematography, dope. And go read Chainsaw before it actually comes out. They're doing an anime for it, launching I think this month. But yeah, go.
Yes.
Yeah.
If not this month, it'll be next month and I know we about to get blessed.
It's so much
My Hero,
anime
Mob
coming out.
Psycho, Chainsaw. We about to be blessed. About to be blessed if you're an anime watcher. But
That's
listen,
it.
yes, we do have a D23. I think it's Friday. We're gonna get some news on some Disney and Marvel games.
Yeah.
I doubt we get anything from Wolverine or Indiana Jones. I would love to hear something from Indiana because it's about time we hear something from Indiana Jones,
Real.
right? So I hope that happens. For me, I got one suggestion. It's counter to what Snip said a few weeks ago because I actually enjoyed it. Go watch Shield Hero Season 2
I knew you would.
because it was good.
I knew you'd enjoy it.
Just putting that out there. Listen, Porter Rock, I appreciate you coming through, my boy.
No, thank you.
I really appreciate you coming through and rocking with us for sure. Make sure y'all go follow my brother on Twitter. His link is down in the description down below. We gotta have you on again. We'd love to come back. I'd love to do 60 frames with you. I'm gonna be buttoned up. Don't worry. We're gonna keep it nice and cordial.
Keep it cordial.
We'll keep it nice and cordial.
You're gonna put on your Sunday's best?
Yes, sir. Yes, you ain't see me on IGN. I was buttoned up. That's how I'm gonna come.
You were a professional.
I'm gonna come buttoned up.
This guy's going for an executive position. Like, go ahead, Fame. Get that job application in.
hey man, I'm just trying to get some privileges around here. That's all.
That's it, man.
For those who are watching, man, do us a big favor. If you have not already, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. Shout out to my team. My panel had a hell of a show today once again. Shout out to the Iron Lords podcast for the host at the beginning of the podcast. Appreciate y'all doing that for us. Showing some love. I really appreciate that. Again, go follow my homie Porter Rock on Twitter. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel. With all of that said, congratulations. You guys leveled up to 217. This was the WSB podcast. We'll see you guys next Wednesday. Struggle Man is back in the building. It'll be a hell of a podcast with the Struggle Man. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
Sarangin.
All right.